All right, let's get into it. We're not going to talk about just saving money today. No, this is about something way bigger. It's about unlocking a strategy to build a bolder, more fulfilling life. Think of this as your personal roadmap to liberation.
Seriously, just imagine that for a second. Making those big life choices, the ones that really light you up, without having to check your bank account first. And this isn't just for one type of person, right? It doesn't matter if you're an executive dreaming of a startup, a parent with a passion project you can't get off the ground, a student dying to take a gap year, or an artist, waiting for that big break. This is about crafting the freedom to finally say yes to your biggest ambitions.
So, I'm going to ask you, point blank, what's that one dream financial fear is holding hostage for you? Got it? Okay, hold on to that thought because today we're going to talk about exactly how to set that dream free. Okay, so let's talk about the real problem here. The truth is, for millions of us, there's this constant pressure holding us back. The sources we're looking at today call it the scarcity shadow. And it's so much more than just stress. It's this quiet thing that's constantly undermining our progress and our potential.
And look, if you feel this pressure, I really want you to hear this. You are so far from alone. I mean, a staggering 83% of Americans are grappling with financial stress. So let's get one thing straight right now. This is not a personal failing. It's a huge shared challenge and one that we can absolutely tackle together.
This constant worry? It puts what our source calls a survival tax on you. Imagine trying to get through your day lugging around an invisible backpack filled with boulders. That's what this is. It just siphons away all the mental energy you need for the good stuff, for creativity, for planning, for any kind of big picture thinking. It's literally a tax on your brain's command center for growth.
And this tax, it leads to something called the triple erosion. First up, you've got opportunity erosion. Think about all the dreams we put on the shelf, the chances we're too scared to take. Then there's leverage loss. That's when you can't negotiate for the salary you deserve because you're just desperate for any paycheck. And finally, the big one, vitality drain. The toll it takes on our health, our sleep, our relationships, it's just corrosive.
And make no mistake, these aren't small costs. They compound. Over time, they just steadily eat away at our potential, our wealth, and our well-being. And before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle that feels impossible to escape.
But here's the really crucial thing to get, and it's a game changer. This is not your fault. Seriously, our brains are hardwired for survival, right? To focus on immediate threats, like a predator jumping out of the bushes. The problem is, in our modern world, that ancient wiring goes haywire, and it can trap us in a cycle of financial fear. But, and this is the good news, once you recognize that, you can start to redesign your reality.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem. Now for the good part, the solution. This is where we pivot. It's all about shifting your entire mindset away from that feeling of deprivation and into a position of real power and control.
And this requires a total reframe. We have to throw out that old idea that saving money is all about sacrifice and deprivation. No, the new view is that building a buffer is a strategy for liberation. So let's stop calling it a savings account. From now on, let's call it your Liberty Ledger. I love that. It's an account dedicated to one thing, empowering you to say yes to those dreams.
So how do we do it? The path forward is this really clear 3-layer plan. Okay, layer 1, we build the crisis shield. This is a small, dedicated fund for those immediate shocks. The car breaks down, the water heater goes out. Next up, layer 2 is the Liberty Launchpad. This is a bigger cushion, like 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, that gives you actual breathing room. And finally, layer 3, we forge the Endurance Citadel. This is for true long-term freedom. We're talking about erasing debt and getting into investments. And the best part? It's a totally scalable plan that can work for absolutely anyone.
All right, so let's zoom in on that foundation. Layer 1, the crisis shield. I really want to stress this. This first step is the absolute key. It is the initial win that builds momentum and finally starts to break that cycle of fear. And here's why it is so critical. Get this. Right now, 59% of Americans, that's nearly 6 out of 10 people, can't cover a surprise $1,000 expense without going into debt. The crisis shield is designed to solve that exact problem. It's about pulling you over the line into that prepared 41%.
And the goal here is so simple, so achievable. We're talking about just $1,000 to $2,500. That's it. This isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about securing one small but incredibly powerful win that fundamentally changes your relationship with money, flipping it from fear to control.
So how do you get there? The plan is a simple 2-pronged attack for the next 30 days. First, audit and cut. Go through your spending, find those unused subscriptions, that gym you never go to. Second, inject and earn. Sell that old game console collecting dust, sign up for TaskRabbit for a weekend. I want you to actually think about it right now. What's one thing you could do in each of those categories?
I'm telling you, achieving this first small goal is psychologically transformative. It is that moment you prove to yourself that yes, you can actually do this. It's the win that literally begins to rewire your brain from a state of fear to a state of fortitude.
Okay, so you've ignited the crisis shield. That's huge. But that first step, well, it's just the beginning of a much larger journey. A journey that takes us from just surviving to actually truly thriving.
And you can see how it all lays out. It's a real, tangible roadmap. Your crisis shield, you can get that done in 30 days. From there, you spend the next 6 to 12 months building your Liberty Launchpad. That's the cushion that lets you, say, negotiate a better job or take a calculated risk on a new project. And then over the next 2 to 5 years, you forge that endurance citadel, becoming debt-free, growing your wealth, and finally having your money start working for you. It's all about how consistent effort builds into truly life-changing security.
And through all this, let's never, ever forget the why. This isn't really about the numbers in your Liberty Ledger, is it? The true return on investment here is agency over anxiety. It's about turning money from an enemy you're always fighting into an ally that's on your side. It's about reclaiming your joy, your peace of mind, and having the power, the real power, to finally say yes to that dream you thought of at the very beginning.
So, the path forward is crystal clear. The reward is absolutely immense. The time to start? It's right now. Ignite your crisis shield. Start today. So, I'm going to leave you with one final, really important question. What is the one single action you are going to take in the next 24 hours to start this? Not tomorrow, not next week, in the next 24 hours. Don't just think about it, go do it.